Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing this look for you. This was 100% inspired by Makeup by Alex. I will link her down below. She's amazing. I can't remember how I found her. I think she actually might have liked one of my pictures and I noticed like her page that way, and I like clicked on her profile and noticed her and I was like, oh my god, I love your makeup. Her makeup is beautiful. She does so many cool eye looks that are really kind of like inspiring. I love her shapes she creates. She uses really cool color combinations and really mixes it up a lot. So I highly recommend you check her out. I saw her do this kind of look with the green and then the red and sort of like a very fall, a very festive kind of look. So that's what I wanted to do today and recreate this. For this look, I used these two palettes from the brand September Rose Cosmetics. The Slush 2, which is a All Brights matte palette. And then I also used the Brew palette, which you guys probably saw if you follow me on Instagram. I did a full like fall look with this palette a couple weeks back in like an IGTV video. I love how they turned out. As you can see, the colors are so pigmented. They blend so well. Highly recommend these palettes. So yeah, that is what I used today to create this look. And I love how it turned out so much. I feel like so fall and so festive right now. And I have like a little sweater on and I'm kind of like living for the whole vibe right now. So yeah, that's what I'm doing today. Hope you guys enjoy it as always. Like I said, please go check out Makeup by Alex. She's so inspirational, her looks. And if you want to see how I recreated this look, then just please keep on watching. So to start off, I'm gonna be going into the Brew palette. And I'm going to be taking, I don't even know what the hell this says. Ruibos. I don't know what that is, but this one is. So it's like a kind of like dark plummy sort of shape. And I'm going to start off by putting this in my outer corner and starting to build up my shape as I would usually do. Next, to start my blending, I'm going to take the shade Sweet Tea on a Morphe M507. And I'm going to start just kind of very softly blending this on the edge of that color. And I'm making sure not to bring these red shades any further than like right in the middle of my eye. Because when you're doing this red and the green kind of moment here, if you blend them on top of each other too much, it will start to turn brown and muddy. So you want to be very gentle with your blending and really careful about like where you're putting the colors and not like, don't overdo it in terms of pulling your color over, because then you're gonna get a really muddy looking blend. But as you can see, that blends out so easily. So now I'm gonna go into the shade Spice Chai from the same palette. And this shade, again, it's gonna go a little bit above the last one and blend it out a little more. I'm gonna switch over to my Morphe, what number is this? M513 to kind of help buff this out and get it looking really soft, but I'm still using that same color, Spice Chai. And going back with those darker red shades, just to touch up my shape as needed. Okay, so that is enough for now, and now we're gonna go into the green. So for the green, I'm gonna be going into the Slush 2 palette, and I'm gonna start off with the shade Apple Cider, which is the darker green. And I have this on a Morphe JH40, which is basically the same thing as the M507. And I'm gonna start off by dabbing this on the inner corner of my eyelid. And I'm going to slightly pull this up towards like the inner part, or sorry, the middle part of the crease. And again, I'm just pulling that to the center. I'm not blending kind of over top of the red, because then, like I said, it's gonna turn muddy. Next, I'm gonna go into a Morphe M441, and I'm gonna take the shade Lemon Mint, which is the more kind of lemony green in here. It's a little lighter. And I'm gonna start buffing out the edge of the green with this shade. These shadows, like I said, guys, they literally blend so easily. Like, I feel like I'm not having to try very hard to get all these shades to blend out so nicely. And now I'm gonna switch back to the Brew palette, and I'm gonna take the shade Pumpkin Spice, which is a really pretty orangey yellow. And then this is the shade I'm gonna use to kind of pull the red and the green together. So I'm gonna blend this around the edges of the green as well, just to add sort of a warmth to the green. But then I'm also gonna take this right here where those two meet, because the yellow is a good transition from like red to green, because green blends into yellow really well and red blends into yellow really well. So that'll kind of bring them together really nicely so it doesn't look muddy. I'm gonna make sure I also take some of that yellow kind of just above around here. Again, just making sure it's all like tied in together. So at this point, just sort of like adjust as needed. I'm gonna take a little bit more of the shade Spice Chai, which is the orange, and pull that in towards the green just a little more. Again, being so careful to not turn this muddy. And then just kind of look between both eyes and see what you need to adjust. Now we are gonna add some more depth in the corner here, but I'm gonna wait to do that until I've already done the lower lash line. Okay, so next comes the fun part, and that is going to be all this beautiful shimmer on the eyelid. So to start off, we're gonna be using two pigments from Peaches. You guys know I love Peaches pigments. So I'm using the shade Cinderella and Rattlesnake, and I'm gonna try to close up on these a little bit. I'm gonna turn my brightness down. All right, so I've turned my brightness down a little bit so you can see it better. I'm gonna try not to spill these. So this is Cinderella over here, and this is Rattlesnake. Cinderella is a really beautiful kind of, it's got a reddish base with a really beautiful orange shimmer. And then Rattlesnake has a golden base with a green and orange like duochrome. So when you layer this one over top of green colors, it stands out really green, but then if you layer it next to some orangey colors, you can see the flecks of orange in this as well. So both of these shades work perfectly for this look. Okay, so how I'm gonna do this is I'm gonna take some of my Peaches and Cream glitter base. You guys know I love this stuff. I swear I use it on almost every single look I do. And I'm gonna take just a little flat brush. This is the flat brush I use a lot to do my cut creases, the American Painter number 10. This is from Michaels. And I'm just taking a little bit of this base to start off with. And I'm not doing like a cut crease today. And I'm just gonna take this base and apply it on the center there where we have no color. But then I'm also slightly overlapping it on top of the red and slightly overlapping it on top of the green and going just a little bit above my crease with that. You don't do a thick layer of this, just a really thin layer. I'm gonna start off with the shade Cinderella, and that's gonna go over here. So stinking beautiful, guys. So basically, the thought process here is half of this space I created here in the center will be covered with Cinderella, and then the other half I'm gonna cover with Rattlesnake. So as you can see, I'm layering this over top of the dark red, bringing it up into the crease a little bit as well. But I'm only going like halfway on my eyelid. And now I'm dipping into Rattlesnake, also absolutely stunning. And that's going on the other half. Again, I'm gonna layer that a little bit over the green, and then also bring that up in the crease just a little bit. Now, once those are both on, you can kind of go back and forth like you guys know I usually do in between both colors and kind of layer them over top of each other to help them blend together a little bit. I'm mostly doing that with Cinderella by taking Cinderella and lightly layering that over the edge of Rattlesnake, because I want that Cinderella shade to show up a little more than the Rattlesnake color. Now really quickly, I'm gonna dip into the shade, I don't even know what this is supposed to be, Puer? I don't know. And I'm going to take a little bit of this right here just to deepen up the green. Instead of going in with like a dark green shadow to do this, I decided to do this brown because I feel like it makes it so the look isn't, I mean, obviously the look is very colorful, but this makes it so it's not like too colorful. And I know that sounds silly because it's, like I said, literally so colorful, but that was just my thought process by using the brown instead of like a dark green. Okay, so now we're gonna do the bottom. I'm gonna use my e.l.f. No Budge eyeliner. You guys know I love this one. And do like I always do and apply this all over the waterline, the lower lash line, and the tight line. I'm gonna take the little smudger brush I used earlier for the dark red color. This is the Morphe M321. And I'm gonna use this to buff down and blend down this liner. And then we're gonna go back in with our deep shade. So I'm taking that deep kind of plum shade that I don't know how to say the name. And that's gonna go on the outer half of the lower lash line. And then I'm gonna go back into the Slush palette with the shade Apple Cider. And that is gonna go on the inner half of the lower lash line. And you can kind of just dab kind of where they meet to get them to soften into each other, but don't overdo it, like I said, so it doesn't turn muddy. All right, and then we're gonna start blending down those shades. So taking Sweet Tea, just using the same colors I used on top. So Sweet Tea first on this side to start softening the dark color. Then I'm gonna take Spiced Chai, which is the orange, and take that underneath as well. I keep always pulling it up also to the outer corner of the top of the lash line. On the other side, taking the shade Lemon Mint, and that's going to blend out the green. And then finally going back into Pumpkin Spice, the orangey yellow. And that's also gonna go under the orangey, or sorry, that's also gonna go under the green. But then I'm also going to pull this across and also blend it under the orange, kind of like I did on top, to just sort of tie both sides together. And as you can see, it brings that nice warmth all the way around the bottom. So now we're gonna do our inner corner. I'm gonna take some more of my Peaches and Cream base and dab that right there on that innermost part on the top and bottom lash line. And then I'm sure you guessed it, we're gonna go into Rattlesnake again from Peaches, and with the same brush, dab that on top for that kind of pow, kind of inner corner, really bright, intense, beautiful green. I'm then using my little smudger, the M321, going into the shade Loose Leaf, which is sort of like a dark gray in this Brew palette. And this is what I'm gonna use just very lightly on this outer corner to build up a little bit of depth. And we're basically kind of just like, it's extending the depth I got on the lower lash line up into the outer corner. So now to add a little extra pop to this look, I'm gonna go into this Milani Hypnotic Lights eye topper, and this is the shade Desert Heat. So it's one of those that looks white-ish, but it's really like a duochrome gold kind of color. So I love how this really tied all the tones together and added a nice pop. So I'm gonna use my same flat brush from Michaels. I'm gonna take a little bit of this eye topper, and I'm going to layer this on top of Rattlesnake in the inner corner. And as you can see, you don't lose the green of Rattlesnake, but it really adds a lot of drama and extra shine to that color. And then I'm also gonna take this topper and put it in the center of the lid, and you're basically gonna go right in between where you have Rattlesnake and Cinderella, and just dab. So you're dabbing this right in the center of the eye. This is gonna add some extra drama to the center of the eye to make it stand out more. But it's also going to kind of merge those two colors together and make them even like more cohesive. And now I'm keeping this more on the lid, and then just letting Cinderella and the Rattlesnake color stand out like above the cream. Finally, I'm gonna take a little bit of this topper, and I'm also gonna put this under my brow just for fun. I wanted to do something. I never do like a color under my brow or a shimmer or anything, so I just thought it'd be fun to kind of add this pop. I feel like you can't really see it unless I turn my head, or it's really more subtle. And then I'm just gonna go back in with a blending brush just to make sure that that's really soft. But then kind of when I turn in the light, you can see that brow highlight kind of pop. All right guys, so eyes are done. I'm going to really quickly go ahead and put on my lashes. For lashes today, I'm using these guys right here. This is the style 2021 from my AliExpress lashes. I love these. These are very like spiky and curly and beautiful. So I'm gonna put these on. I'm gonna use my e.l.f. mascara, and then I'm gonna fill in my brows really quick with my favorite brow product of right now, the ABH Brow Powder Duo, and then I'll be right back to work on the face makeup. All right, so my eyes are done, and now let's move on to the face makeup. My skin is already moisturized, and I'm gonna grab this right over here. I'm gonna use my BECCA Shimmering Skin Perfector Liquid. This is the shade Champagne Pop, my absolute favorite shade of this stuff. I'm just doing this to add a little kind of glow and base under my makeup because I'm gonna go in with a super matte foundation. So I wanna have a little bit of slip and a little bit of glow to build off of. All right, so for foundation today, I'm gonna use my JUVIA'S Place I Am Magic Foundation. I love this foundation so much. It has quickly become like one of my favorite foundations. It just covers every fucking thing. Like you don't need a lot. It covers so well. And I just, when I first saw it, like when it first came out and I touched it and stuff, I totally just assumed it was going to make my texture look bad, it's gonna make my skin look dry, like all this stuff, but it doesn't. Like it really doesn't. And I actually really love it. So yeah, I'm gonna use this because I just wanna be like super full coverage today. Once that's done, I'm gonna conceal with my e.l.f. concealer as always. I'm setting my under eyes with my Maybelline powder as always. I'm gonna throw in my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Medium Golden everywhere just to make sure I'm not looking too pale. And then really quickly before I go on with the rest of my stuff, I'm going to hose down my face with my Morphe Setting Mist. I'm gonna make sure I try to cover up my eyes here so I don't get my eye makeup really wet. So for bronzer today, I'm gonna use something different. I haven't used this in, honestly, probably years at this point. This is the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in shade Global Glow. I used to always use this as bronzer or like to bring color in my face, and I haven't used it in so long. And then this girl I follow, her Instagram is called The Beauty Roast. I will link her down below. I think I found her page because I'm pretty sure she followed me and she liked one of my pictures. I feel like I've been following a lot of new people from my own followers lately, like people who like my pictures, and I'll just like see their, you know, I'll see their account in my like notification page and like go check them out. So yeah, I saw her in my notification page. So I looked at her page and she does like, she calls them roasts basically, and she'll call like dark roast or light roast or whatever, but she's so detailed about the products. She'll like post a picture of some products and then like give a review, and it's so detailed, like her captions about the products. But also if you watch her Instagram stories, she's hilarious. Like she's really funny and she has really dark humor. I feel like that I really enjoy a lot. So I highly recommend you go check her out. But anyways, she posted about using this as bronzer like a day or two ago, and I was just like, oh shit, I used to always use that as bronzer and I haven't used it in so long. So I was like, I want to use this because I've been wanting like a more glowy, dewy, like natural looking skin look. And this is like a highlighter meant for like a deeper skin tone. So it'll give you like a glow. So that's what I'm gonna use today because I haven't used it in so long. Look how pretty that is. It's not too dark, which I like. They blend so nicely, these mineralized skin finishes. But once you like blend it, it has like a really soft sheen to it. So it's just gonna make your skin look really kind of like dewy and fresh. And that is what I am going for lately. So I am so happy that she posted about that because again, I like completely forgot that I used to use this like a bronzer. So yeah, see how you get that like sheen to your face wherever you put this? So pretty. I'm actually obsessed with that. So that's probably gonna be something you're gonna see me using a lot more in the future because look how nice that looks, and my skin looks so glowy now, and I'm kind of obsessed. I forgot to even pull out a blush. I'm just gonna use the Brew palette again for my blush. So I'm gonna go into this shade Classic Chai at the bottom corner. It's really pretty, like corally, pinky, orangey, kind of warm color. And I'll just use this as blush today. Yeah, that's pretty. And then for highlight today, I'm gonna dip into my Charlotte Tilbury FILMSTAR Bronze and Glow again because I just really love this highlight in here so much for a beautiful, like natural, wet kind of look. And I'm gonna apply this with my Morphe M501. And then for my lip today, I'm gonna be using this little lip kit I got in the mail. This brand is called the Navy Wave. They reached out to me on Instagram. They do a lot of like more hair products, but I guess they just came out with some lip products. So you get like a lip color and a lip liner together. It's like a little retractable lip liner. So this is the tan line set. So this is more of like a neutral one. And I just thought it would go nice with this eye look because it's sort of like this little warm moment. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna use. This is the lip liner called Rosebud, and then the lip color called Tan Line. This is definitely very warm for me. You guys know I usually don't do this kind of lip color that has a lot of warmth to it. But I think I'm gonna keep it because I don't want to do the same old fucking brown lip that I always do. So I will keep this on because it's different. And I need to do different. All right guys, so here is the final look. As always, I hope you like it. Hope you check out these products. I especially highly recommend these eyeshadow palettes. Are so good. It is also a Black-owned brand, so if you wanted to support that brand and support their business, it's really important. So I do think they're so good and definitely worth your money. And I definitely highly recommend that you get them because I love them so much. So yeah, that's kind of it. Hope you guys liked the video. Make sure you follow Makeup by Alex so you can see her looks because so much inspo. I literally love all of her looks. They inspire me so much, so I highly recommend you check her out as well. All right, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.